Hey, Linux fans, Rob here, and I've got TJ Wolf with me. TJ, how are you this evening?
I'm good. I'm doing good.
So we were chatting just a few days ago. Let's see, was it over the weekend you and I were chatting? I think it was Saturday, maybe.
Yeah, it was Saturday.
And you started, for those of you maybe not aware, TJ, you started your own YouTube channel revolving around the number one OS in the world, in my opinion, which is GNU Linux. And so you started your channel revolving around Linux and a little bit of hardware. When did you start that?
I started it around maybe 2013, 2014, maybe.
All right. And would you classify yourself as a fellow distro hopper like me?
Yeah, I definitely would classify myself as a distro hopper. Once I put up my theme, once I theme it to the way I want it to and stuff, it'll get boring and then I want to move on to something else.
I
I,
know, I know the feeling. I absolutely know the feeling. So what's your daily driver right now?
my daily driver is, well, it was Manjaro, but I had to scrap it because the Gnome Edition, I think there's a problem with the Gnome Edition, so I think I'm looking on to put it on Antergos, like I mentioned to you, the KDE version. It's between that and the OB Revenge one and or Ubuntu May. I haven't really, I think it's Antergos though, KDE.
Well, you know what my vote's going to be. I mean, well, actually, I take that back a little bit. So right now I've been so KDE focused. I've really been into KDE. If I decided, okay, I'm going to move away from KDE for a while, the distro that I would move to next would be OB Revenge for sure.
Okay, that gives me some good idea then to what they're going.
So we had talked about kind of doing a review together and chatting, more of a chat, I guess, than a review about Feren OS, which I think you've been checking it out for what, over a week now, or?
That was just a script though for Linux Mint. If you
Okay.
run the script in Linux Mint, it's supposed to change to the Feren OS, but I think the developer is still working on it, so I just downloaded the Feren OS and actually running it right now.
Well, I've got it installed, and I got to say this. I had an issue, as you and I were chatting, I had an issue with UNetbootin for whatever reason. I think it was UNetbootin, not Feren OS. So I wound up doing it, I'm going to call it the old-fashioned way, by burning it to a disk. So I had to pull out my trusty USB DVD burner, and I put it on the disk, and it installed just fine. So I've got it running here.
Okay.
Yeah, and went in and was messing around with the theming, and you go ahead and share with me your take. I've enjoyed it so far.
Have you had any other problems with Feren OS so far? You've been on it and stuff.
The only kind of bug that I've run into is when I launch the web browser, which is Vivaldi. Is that right?
Yeah, Vivaldi.
Yep. When I launch the web browser, I get the pop-up to enter in my network, or my I guess you'd call it password key or whatever. Let me do it right now. And yeah, the password to unlock my login keyring.
Okay.
So I'll go to enter that password, and it will not accept it. That's the only thing I've run into. So far, everything else has been,
Does it just come up unlock the key ring? That
yeah,
message that comes up? Yeah, I've gotten that too. I think there's a way around that too. I think that actually happens to me in Chrome too, I think, and other distributions too. So it's not just Feren
right, right.
OS. So,
But where
but
this one's a little different, TJ, is I'll actually go to type in the password and hit unlock, which it should unlock, and it does nothing. So, um, but if you close it out, you can move on and do what you need to do.
but I don't think, because I don't think I didn't make one either. I think you have to remake it and then shut it off somehow. I think it's a program called Seahorse that you need to bypass that. So,
Okay, okay. But what about? I mean, other than that,
other than,
everything's set up fine. I've not really had any issues to speak of. What about you?
have you tried, I don't know if this is, because this Feren OS is based on Linux Mint Cinnamon, the 18 version. So I'm not sure if this is a Cinnamon thing or something, but have you tried dual monitoring with Feren?
No, I have not. I've just got it on this little hybrid, device here. It's kind of a semi-tablet PC, and it's got a micro. I guess you'd call it a micro HDMI.
Because for some reason, when I was I was messing around and changing the themes and stuff, and I was actually changing the icons to blue because I didn't really like the brown icons. But um, for some reason, the panel on my other it was like a double layer panel on my screen. It was like frozen, and I'm not sure why that was happening, if it was part of dual monitoring or just part of the cinnamon or Feren. I'm not really sure why, but so I had to reformat Feren and put it back. I haven't updated the updates as of yet right now, but I'm not sure why that happened. So
That's the one thing that I see messages on, and you see people discussing where they've had issues with dual monitor setup. KDE had its share of problems up until about 5.8.3 or so, and they seem to have ironed out those problems. But I think that's one area where dual monitor support is something that people do struggle with. I've done two updates. I had two updates, so I had a decent sized update, and of course, and let's see, this is running on Linux Mint 18, correct? This is based off of Linux Mint 18.
yeah,
So very current. I had two updates. So I had an update once I did the install, and it was the typical Linux Mint updater with the scale 1 through 5 kind of thing, and you could go in and you could choose don't break my machine
yeah.
versus let's go crazy. so so I chose don't break my machine, and went in and did those updates. And then earlier this morning, uh, I went ahead and logged in and got everything set up and had another small update, but they were all flawless.
Yeah, the updates went flawless for me too, and everything. But I think that that part where the monitor panel was stuck, I think that might be a cinnamon issue. I'm not totally sure, but I'm I'll have to try KDE and see. So
Yeah, and
it's not totally sure there. So
you know, I'm not a Cinnamon pro by no stretch. I haven't run Cinnamon long enough or in enough detail with a dual monitor setup to be able to really speak to it, you know, with any real knowledge there. But that would be interesting to know if it's a Cinnamon thing. Um, what about the theming? To me, this is I mean, the thing that stands out with Feren is this is like a themer's candy store.
I know the theming. I think the theming is. I think the theming is nice and everything. You got lots to choose from for the theming and
How
stuff.
did the themes apply for you? Like I had mixed results. So in some of there's so much choice there. So like some of the Windows theming applied well at first, and then like you would log out or go from one window to another, and then sometimes it would do things like change the panel width and icon size, obviously because you've changed the theme along with the icons,
Yeah,
but kind of weird things would happen, like the panel size would increase or decrease pretty dramatically depending on the theme that you chose. Um, and then there would be a few issues here and there where not all of the, you know, some themes did a better job with the icon mix in the system than others.
yeah. I've noticed that. I've noticed that too. I think. I think there's. I think the themes need to be worked on a little bit more, and but I think that's just because the GNOME or GTK keeps on updating and the GNOME keeps on updating and stuff. So, I mean, because I know on XFC, some themes, like a lot of themes, don't really work because they keep on updating the GTK and
Yep.
stuff. And it's like, if you don't know how to make your own themes, then it's kind of hard to find themes and stuff. So, but I think that there's a lot more there's a lot more light themes though than dark themes. I've noticed that too because I like a lot of dark themes and stuff, but I guess that's just opinion and stuff. So
No, I'm with you. There were more light themes, but you know the default out of the box theme for Farron I thought was attractive.
yeah,
Uh,
the out of the box is it's really nice. I like the out of the box. I'm actually using it right now.
yep. And you know I've got the and there'll be a video showing this, of course, but I don't know. Let's see if that's too bright. Maybe you can't see that, but you know the the this particular setup here, I've got the arc theme in place, and I think,
Okay.
yeah, the icons and everything there look great. I'm like you. I didn't care for the. That was the only thing I would have really changed out of the box. The brown, and I don't even know what color of brown you would call that. Almost, I don't know. It was a weird color of brown as far as the folder icons. Kind of an odd choice.
Yeah, it was but I think I was looking at that type of icon. It's called Inspire. I think that's how you say it, and it only comes in brown. So I guess
Okay.
you just gotta change it, the color in the like. If you go to icons and the root directory, I guess you just gotta change the color in with GIMP and or Inkscape, depending on if it's SFG type.
Now this is going to be a matter of. It's going to be hard to state this factually. So this this is just me sharing my feeling of the lightness feel, or for a lack of better words. But to me, the desktop on Feren feels lighter for some reason than Linux Mint proper Cinnamon.
I haven't really tried the Linux Mint Cinnamon for a while, so I'm not really. But it does look light, though.
It feels light, and it's, I ran through the Cinnamon desktop not too long ago when we were doing a video comparison, and I've run Cinnamon on Arch, so I ran Cinnamon through Antergos, and I kind of had issues. There were points where it would kind of freeze a little, just, I don't know, there was some lagginess to it. So, but, Cinnamon runs really well within Linux Mint. I mean, it's designed for it. The two, it's like peanut butter and jelly. They go together, So, yeah. But here, and I know this is the Cinnamon desktop, maybe it's just because it's brighter and lighter in appearance that it feels faster, but it does. It's, I have no way to prove that. It's just a matter of using it and, I guess, going from memory.
Okay, yeah, I hear you there. I hear you with that, but there was one other issue I want to point out. I don't know if you had the same issue. If you go to the software center,
yep,
and you try to install something through it.
Let me. No, I didn't get that. That's weird. I installed GNU Cache.
Does it refresh for you and then say it needs to be install again?
Okay, let me try that. Let me continue without saving. Let me go back out, and then I'll launch back in. We'll see what we get here. And no, I'm not getting that.
It's red for you. It says it's installed.
No, it's blue.
Okay, it's blue.
It's blue, yeah. It says installed. Let's see if you can see that. See there? So I hadn't experienced that. So what you're getting is you'll install it through the software center. It'll install, but then you go back and it's red.
Yeah, type the application in the search bar. If you type it in the search bar.
Okay.
Does it say it's installed in red, or does it say it needs to be installed?
Let me try it. No, it shows it installed, and it just gives me the option to remove.
Okay, okay, then I'm not sure why it was doing. It wasn't doing that for me. It was saying that it was showing me that, I don't know if I can show you. Are you able to screen share with me?
Yeah, let me see if I can do that. Let me,
now I'll open up software, and then I just say, well, I'll show you that Inkscape is installed. So wait, hold on, I spelled it wrong. No. Ink. Okay, never. Okay, I don't think I have Inkscape. So let me click Inkscape right now.
Okay.
And let me install it. This is a fresh install. Actually, this is a fresh install, so I don't know if this is going to work like it. or didn't work like it did before.
Right. And
So
since we're recording, TJ, then then it's probably gonna not work.
it might work. I know. While we're recording, it'll work. Okay, it's installed. So let me see. Go back and let me see. Inkscape. Okay, so now it's saying what it did for you. So
Huh.
I guess I don't know, maybe because I didn't update nothing yet. So maybe it could be because yeah, I think it's still in the beta stages. So
Do you know the back history on this? Is this one person doing the development, TJ, or are there a
yeah,
couple of people?
I'm pretty sure it's one person because the developer has actually commented on the YouTube videos when um me and Sudo were doing the script thing on live YouTube. So he was commenting. So I think it's one guy.
Did it work out well? I mean, did the script work?
Um yeah, for the most part it did, but there still needs to be some work. I think he has to do some more work with it. So I'm just waiting for him to finish it up. So
So the premise behind the script is truly so you could be someone who's running Linux Mint, and you could take his script and I guess run the script and basically reboot or something, and then you're running Feren.
yeah, but it won't have like that. The panel, like the panel will still be the same, and it won't have the logo for the Farron logo, but everything else, like you'll get everything. I think you'll get the themes, and I think mostly you'll get all the themes that it comes with.
Do you see other differences? That's the thing I was trying to really focus in on with Feren OS, knowing that it was based off of Linux Mint 18. Where do you see other differences from say Linux Mint, other than the appearance and the theming and that kind of thing?
Um, I'm not really. I don't see a whole. I don't see a whole lot of differences besides from if you get if he gets that script working. I don't know if you can use it with like other Linux Mint environments like Mate. I don't know if you can use it with the Mate like that. That would be pretty cool if you can use it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could see the difference there, but besides the OS right now, and I think is well, the menu is different than if you were to install the regular cinnamon mint. The menu you would have with the default cinnamon. So I like the menu that he has.
I like that menu as well. You're right. That is one of the major differences. Does that, you know what I thought? My first thought with that menu is that's the same menu in Elementary OS.
Yeah, it is the same menu.
Yep.
It's like the gnome menu, I think, or I think is it the gnome menu?
It may be the known menu, but to me and yeah, you could be right, and I need maybe to look back at that. But the first thing I thought about was Elementary OS, just in its overall appearance. But you're right; it could be the GNOME menu.
And then what I thought was cool is if you go to, you have a quick, if you go to the internet, he has the web browser manager, so you can install if it's not installed, you can install it through there. I think he got that from the Zorin OS.
Yep. Yeah, I looked at that as well, and that is a nice addition. And it's things like that, little things like that, that help a new user out. So a guy's in there and he's like, "Hey, I need to get another browser." That just makes it easy to do.
Yeah, I think this is pretty cool for a new user. So
Yep. I think from the theming capability, um, those Windows themes were pretty darn good. I mean, the menu bar for like Windows 7 and XP and all of those, and I mean, you apply those menus and it's like flashback. I mean, they're good.
I know it brings you back. It doesn't. Yeah.
So
I think I would like to see though. I would run with this, but I'm just not a cinnamon kind of guy though. So I would like to see a mate, a mate, whatever you call it. I would like to see that into Feren. So
I think you're right. I think that would be a beautiful combo um, when you have all that theming capability, and then you have Mate on there with giving you, I think, a little more customization beyond what you get within Cinnamon. I'm with you. I think that'd be a beautiful combination.
yeah, I think that mate would be just more stable than cinnamon. I think.
Yeah. Well, perhaps once he gets this thing officially released and gets all the bugs worked out and everything, then he can move over to offer, maybe another desktop.
Yeah, there's a Linux Mint version with the Mate desktop.
So I don't know that I've looked at that. I'll have to go back and see if I've actually looked at that. Um, but that would be interesting to see. I mean, have you tried it? Have you run it?
No, I haven't run the 18. I haven't run Linux Mint in a while. I think the last one I've run was maybe 16, maybe whatever the one before 17 was.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think we would be in agreement with Farron. I've got it sitting here and it's looking great. Actually, I mean, just sitting here looking at it, he's got some really nice wallpapers. I think it's going to be a very stable base. I mean, after all, Linux Mint is, very stable. And, I think from the standpoint of a solid, stable base, with the changes he's applied, I think, maybe once he gets all the bugs worked out, and like you said, perhaps he could offer the Mate desktop, I think he'll have a very nice, well-rounded distro.
Yeah, I think he made the. It was definitely a good call to go in with the Linux Mint side.
So what are you going to try next? Do you have something on your list that you're going to try next, or anything coming up on your YouTube channel?
Um, well, my video that I'm trying to look forward to put out is how to get Voyager, how to get all the Voyager stuff into Xubuntu
Oh, wow.
without having to actually move to Voyager. So I have been taking stuff out of the Voyager and stuff in messing around. I was messing around with it in VirtualBox and stuff, and like I was gonna do a video on showing people how to get it. So if they don't want to install Voyager, because some things in Voyager are I think they're actually a different. I'm not sure what language they are, but it's like in Russian or French. I'm
Ah,
not.
okay.
I'm not sure exactly. Some like when you open up the a certain a certain window, it comes up as it doesn't come up in English. So I was gonna do like I was gonna put everything in, and mostly not all stuff can go in Xubuntu though, because I think because they have it coded in a different language. So
So you're getting pretty deep into some stuff.
yeah, I'm trying to work out that, and I'm not sure what other video I'm gonna come out with though, but it could be on, I think it could be on either KDE or OB Revenge, some kind of review.
Well, I'm
Was his, was the terminal, when you tried OB Revenge, was it green? Or was all his
um, I,
aliases in there?
I don't remember that. I'd have to go back and look. And I think in my first review of OB Revenge, I do remember launching the terminal, but I don't recall if it was green or not.
Like, because I know there's a script, because you had to, like, maybe he could do, like, like, redo the script so when if users want to run the script and have all midfingers aliases and all the color in the terminal and stuff, how he had it green, because I've always used that script and all the aliases make it easier when trying to look for stuff. So I was
Well,
mentioning,
I've got to go back and go through all of Midfinger's videos because it sounds like we've had a great loss with him being so helpful to everyone. And I know Jody spoke highly of him, and you learned a tremendous amount from him. It sounds like.
yeah.
So I'll definitely have to check that out. But yeah, that'd be great to see a review from you on OB Revenge if you get a chance to do that. But it sounds like you're deep into some other things too. So there's only so much time in the day, that's for sure.
I know there's not enough time in the daytime. If I if I could, if I could work on my computer all day and night, I would, but your body just can't handle
That's
it.
right. You can only drink so much caffeine, right, TJ?
Yeah.
So all we need to do, man, is just hit the lottery, and then we can do this stuff full time. It's as simple as that.
I know.
Well, listen, I've enjoyed chatting with you, and I appreciate your input that you've, had on Linux Quest, and so we've had an opportunity to chat and get to know each other there through Linux Quest, and now you've got your channel, so I can check out your videos as well, and that's been the fun part too. Is there are so many cool people in the Linux community. And man, I learn something from people all the time, people like yourself, and I just think it's awesome. So, keep up the good Linux work there, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on live chat.
Awesome. So we'll be in touch, and we'll check you later.
All right, I'll see you later.